Hello and welcome to Wolf Lily Lodge. Please have a seat, relax, and enjoy the reading of the night. I'm Lycania Moonclaw, your hostess for the evening. Today I'll be reading Meryl's in-game character files from Tower of Fantasy. Simulacra Introduction. A high-ranking Hycros executor of unknown age or place of birth. According to the little publicly available information, Meryl distinguished herself in many Hycros S-grade missions due to her exceptional sword skills and combat prowess. In just a few short years she was promoted from ordinary administrator to senior executor. Meryl's cold and inscrutable attitude means that no one can ever be sure of her true intentions. This frostiness, along with her merciless approach to dealing with enemies, ensures that everyone maintains their distance from her. The executor database does show that Meryl has a twin brother, with whom she has a close relationship, but there is no formal record or information about him. File 1. Simulacra Unlock Log. Out of the few excellent Hycros senior executors, Meryl is the least friendly. It's almost as if she built a wall of ice around herself and wrote "Keep out" on it. Aloof and quiet, she avoids socializing as much as possible, and talks to no one unless her job requires it. This approach gives the other executors only a very limited understanding of her. They say that while on a mission she fights like an enemy, has no mercy, and that they have never seen her team up with anyone. Since she is able to take on S-level missions, she sees no need to team up. Her power keeps most people at bay on top of her aloofness. It's no wonder they call her the living weapon in white. File 2. A Cold Conversation. The executor's record in Hycros described Meryl's sword as a white rose blooming atop the glacier. Her sword splits into two blades at the tip. The edges are crystal clear and sharp. The weapon researchers were intrigued by it when she came to Hycros with it. At some point, a brave scientist borrowed the weapon from Meryl for research, off the record. The results only left the researchers itching for more information. But even after several in-depth experiments, they still couldn't figure out what it's made of, let alone take it apart. The impact of a girl showing up on the battlefield with a claymore is powerful, elegant, wild, and even a little strange. Her moves are delicate yet straightforward, utilizing the weight of the claymore to make her swings simple and powerful and making her unstoppable. Executors generally consider the energy consumption of their suppressors and choose lighter weapons. But Meryl's physical strength and her quick mind enabled her to wield Rosy Edge with ease. It's difficult enough for an ordinary person to just pick up a heavy weapon like the claymore, let alone swinging it freely and unleashing destruction, which requires tremendous stamina and strength. Moreover, becoming proficient and learning actual skills require further training of the body and the mind. Having a dash of talent also makes it easier. As for deciding what techniques to use and when to use them, analyzing the enemy's tactics and countering on the fly, having a quick and decisive mind is a must. Objectively speaking, Meryl does have the talent and the perseverance required for a swordswoman. And by going through the executor's reports, it's not hard to see that her abilities go above and beyond what is required of an executor. File 3. Freezing Days. Note: because archives pertaining to Meryl are scarce, Hycros authorities have decided to avail certain executor observation logs to the public. No snarking allowed. Signed Dr. Joaquin. Observation Log 22-003. Today is my 35th day with Hycros as well as my 35th day with the icy executor in front of me. Her attitude toward me is just as bad as the first day we met. This is awful. I have to submit a report in 2 days, but I couldn't even get close to the executor, let alone get in touch with her. No, I can't give up, I must finish the job. I won't get promoted unless I finish evaluating Meryl. And promotion might be my only chance to find my childhood sweetheart. I have to tough this out. Honestly, I was both nervous and excited on my first day for the job, wondering what kind of work they would have for me. An elder gentleman ended up telling me it's to monitor and record executors' lives and combat conditions, plus assisting their operations by their side, as well as turning in regular reports. Ms. Meryl wasn't the original executor I was assigned to, but for some reason no one wanted to be her observer, so I volunteered to score brownie points. Well, now I know why no one wanted the task, because it's very, very hard. I couldn't even get close enough to talk to or get to know her. But to this day I can still remember clearly when seeing Meryl for the first time here. It was straight out of a painting, with her standing far away, unmoving, lost in thought. Everyone walked around her and kept their distance. I didn't think much of it and went up to greet her, but she may or may not have heard me, though I noticed her eyes moved a little, before she completely ignored me again. Did I do something rude? Hope she didn't hate me for it. Wait, why did I digress? Anyway, what am I going to do for the report? Observation log 4-165. 177 in all. If I remember correctly, that's how many crystals in Meryl's collection. She prefers crystals with strange shapes, especially ones in blue and white. Are they her two favorite colors? Why does she collect them? It's been a long time and I still know hardly anything about Meryl. Does this mean I'm bad with this job? Since I basically can't go near Meryl, I'm limited to logging her daily and work routines, but that won't be enough. I'll go ask other observers about her tomorrow. Maybe I'll get something out of them. Observation log 5-049. It's been freezing lately, snowing practically every day, covering the land in white. The cold is getting to me. God knows when this freaking weather will get better. However, Meryl seems to love snowy days. I can sense emotion from her when it snows, but is it loneliness or sorrow? My vocabulary is lacking when it comes to describing precise sentiments. I jotted it down in the report to the superiors, and they told me I was just seeing things, that I was compensating for Meryl ignoring me for so long. I don't think so, of course, because it was obvious and tangible. Observation log 7-482. Warren Snowfield is supposedly icebound in perennial ice and very inhospitable. I thought I'd never set foot in such an environment, but reality said differently. Now I'm in a cabin somewhere in Warren Snowfield, writing a log while waiting for the blizzard outside to stop. More importantly, I sprained my ankle. Even more importantly, Meryl saved me. I got an order to deliver provisions to her. Then I fell into a trap here, followed by us trapped in the blizzard. But it's not all bad. Maybe the snowstorm reminded her of something and we actually got to chat a little. I found out she comes around here often to find her missing younger brother, and that Warren used to be their childhood home a long time ago. Her brother's name is Victor, who joined High Crows and became an executor before her. I couldn't access any information on Victor, probably because he is classified as missing. If I can uncover more clues, I may be able to help Meryl. File 4. Snow melting. Note: only accessible by Meryl's observer. Hello, whoever you are. I apologize for not referring to you more formally, but if you can see this, then you must care about Meryl a lot. I have included some of the information I compiled on Meryl below. They were collected during my time as an observer, and will never be made public out of respect. Only those with special access may view this file. Meryl's full name is Melvinier Lasatia, and she came from a swordsman family that had already seen its decline. The oppression against her family directly led to the death of her parents, leaving her and Victor, her younger twin brother, on their own. They were separated during their exile, and Meryl was rescued by a High-Crow's staff member. Maybe it had something to do with what happened during the exile. Meryl strongly opposed being adopted, and refused to communicate with others. She closed herself off from others until she reunited with Victor in High-Crow's. High-Crow's had invited Meryl to become an executor many times because of her excellent swordsmanship, but she either refused or ignored the invitations. Looking back, the fact that Victor became an executor might have been the reason for her to join, because she was always worried about him. She told me that her time spent with Victor here was the happiest. I still think about it from time to time. But unfortunately, I couldn't get more information on Victor, other than that he went missing in Warren's snowfield during a mission. I hope Victor will come back to High-Crow's one day, and I hope that day comes soon. Having spent a long time with Meryl, I think I've just started to understand her. She doesn't know how to communicate with others, she doesn't know how to handle a dying plant, she can't cook, but she's very serious about her job. She trains diligently every day, enjoys reading, sometimes even falls asleep with a book in her hands. In my eyes, she is an adorable girl who is kind and clumsy, but also aloof and lonely. Now that I can no longer be by her side, I am a little worried about her. Several days ago, I received a notice that I will be promoted to consultant, and be reassigned to another area. I don't want to leave Meryl, but the love of my life lives where I am being reassigned to, and I look forward to being with him again after all these years of searching for him. I will be leaving tomorrow to move on with my life and pursue my happiness. I am writing this down in hopes that it will help you, who undoubtedly cares about Meryl. It might be selfish of me and very unrealistic to think of this, but I sincerely hope that one day, one way or another, she will no longer be alone. I want to see her smile from the bottom of her heart, and it will be the most beautiful smile in this world. File 5. Meryl had disappeared for a long time. Nobody knew where she went, but rumor has it that she was looking for her missing brother, while others insisted she was on a dangerous mission. When she resurfaced again, it reminded everyone of her chilly presence. It was an exciting day for the people of Meroria. On this day, District 9 sent another batch of executors to Vera. According to the story, their leader Meryl was just as powerful as the captain of the previous Mook squad. Everyone was talking about Meryl and looking forward to the changes this new team would bring to Meroria. However, Meryl became even more distant after arriving in Vera. The Meroria personnel unfamiliar with Meryl thought she was in a bad mood and wondered if they had done something wrong. When asked, Meryl reassured a staff member with a glance, and while emotionless, it was also devoid of malice or blame. In fact, only Meryl herself knew that Rosie Edge was ringing with excitement, or even that Meryl herself was also excited. Rosie Edge, her partner that had weathered many storms with her, also sensed her excitement for Vera. Meryl kept herself ready for combat, just like back in Asperia, and no one could escape from her or her Rosie Edge. Meryl heard an executor had once come to Vera, stopped Sage's plot and saved Asperia. Meryl was somehow intrigued by this. Could that someone be the very person in front of her? These are all the character files for Meryl I have for you today. Please have a nice day, and remember, you're always welcome at Wolf Lily Lodge.